So hello everyone, today is your last session for resort wear collection, and again after this you will create your own collections for both season, spring, summer, and for winter. So yes, again, while you're practicing this and think about if this is your own line, what you're gonna do, okay? So I will show you how to create the titles with the various tools in Illustrator. And we will use Photoshop to make a background and layer effects. And we will actually use Illustrator again to draw the back flats. We so far only create a front flats, but in the line sheet, you should have your back flats too. It's very common, and actually it's required that you should have a front and back flat of your drawing, okay? So that's what we're gonna do today. So first, we will start with the Illustrator in terms of the making some titles and then having flat drawing, back flat drawing. Okay, so I opened the file that I use for the result collection flat drawing. So as you see here, I have my front design, front of the dress one, and then front of my second dress. So we will copy this one. So let's open a new. And again, it should be 8.511 and then CMYK 300 resolution. And so I'm going to remind you again, but once you start your own, you don't need to have this, paper size, letter paper size for yours. But you have to be consistent. So for example, if you like a landscape format instead of the portrait, that is totally fine with me, but you have to be consistent, which means if you are using the landscape format for your mood board, your flat drawings or illustrations and line sheet, everything should be in the same orientation, which is landscape. Okay, so as a for demonstration, I'm using the portrait only, but again, you can use your own orientation for your own work. Okay, so let's create. And then, you can copy this one for now. So let's copy, Control C, Control V. And then I will copy this one, Control C and Control V. Okay. And then because we will need both front and back, I will copy Control C, Control V, and then we will make this one as a back drawing. And then same thing for this one, Control C, Control V, and then, Control V, and I will make this one as a back drawing. So, if we are making a back drawing, there's no pictures for this dress in terms of the back drawings, back design, but we can kind of assume how it will look like. So usually back drawing, either you should have a higher neckline or lower neckline. So if you wanted to have a back deep here, you may lower this, or even you can make higher, but you need to change in terms of the neck line here. And then another thing is, usually you need to add closure. So especially if that is a dress, you should have either side zipper or back zipper, right? So if you decide to have a side zipper, actually you should have some drawing for the for the front one and then back one as well. So let's add the back zipper for this dress, and then we might try to do the side zipper for this dress. Okay, and then if you have a bow for the front design, then you may not have a bow for that one. So that's another thing that we need to change. Okay, so I will move this one aside, and then let's change. Okay, so for my back, I decide to make it higher in terms of the neck line. So you need to come here. Oops, I'm sorry. And then A as a direct selection tool, and then increase. Because it has a layer, you might do that. Oops, for the under piece. A. I may need to do this one first, since I have to move. So I will actually move this one up, and then this one too. Oops. Up. Here. Yes. And then what else? This one. I need to make it up. And then for this one, actually I will do this one first. And then this one. And then I will need to do, I may need to do adjust the okay. And then you might need to adjust this to follow your armhole line. Okay. And then for this one too. Okay. And then I will move this one up. And actually, I'm going to this one up to delete the middle lace. Since we're gonna place the zipper here, okay? So I will delete this one. And then extend this one to here. And again, let's save. Let's remind you about saving your file. Save. And then maybe result. Line. Drawing. Line sheet drawing. Okay? Because this is not your line sheet. But most of the drawing that you're gonna do is going to be done in here. So let's save. And then again, we're gonna place the zipper all the way down until your hip line. But because we have a bow for the front, you may delete your, the bow part. So this was as a group. So you might need to ungroup. And then some of you may have, for my case too, have more than one group joined. So you need to make sure you do ungroup everything. Depends on how you, okay, let's see, ungroup. Okay, and then I will try to delete the things. that we don't need. So again, you might need to ungroup more than one time. Okay, and then A, direct selection tool. And then, actually I like kind of the folded shape here, like that. Okay. Then let's add the zipper here. So to draw the zipper, we will make our own brushes for the zipper shape. So you can, reuse the zipper because it will take a significant time to build ones. So let's make a zipper one. Okay. So make sure you zoom in because the zipper teeth is tiny. Okay. So I told you whenever I create a small drawings, I try to zoom in a lot, so you don't need to make a lot of, adjustment later, okay? So actually I googled the zipper image to as a reference. So the zipper that we're gonna draw is this one. So it's a metal zipper. It may not be appropriate for the dress. Unless this is your intention, but as a practice we're gonna do this one actually because it's kind of effective to show. But in the future, if you wanted to draw some kind of the smaller teeth zipper, similar tooth zipper, or a different shape, like this, then you can. This is still kind of the battered one, but you can make a little bit more like this, so you can adjust. Okay, so I'm just showing you the one that has the kind of the zipper tooth, something like that. Again, I will zoom in a lot. So I have a little bit of the size reference here. In terms of my zipper, I may even make it even smaller. Okay. So I zoomed in a lot. As you see, this is one kind of the print here. So that should be my zipper teeth. Each of them should be smaller than this one. Okay. And then when I draw, I want my stroke is really thin. Okay. Nothing but maybe 0.1. Okay, and then I may have actually some colors like a gray color inside. So I will draw rectangle. Okay, and I want my corner is a little bit, I may zoom in one more. Corner a little bit smoother, so I will use anchor point tool to make it curvier, but oops, I just want my pointy, yeah, but I don't want it to be this part also curved. So what I'm going to do is A, and then, oops, A, and then I will remove this leg to make this part flatten. Okay, again, same thing. Here I will remove this part. Oops. So I got my flatten. Okay? Again, this is really small. I zoomed in a lot. And then, what I'm going to do, I wanted to have a little bit of the, kind of shiny part. So I actually make this one to the darker gray. And then I will do transform. Actually, make sure you select with the selection tool. And then transform, and then you can actually make a scale, and then I want maybe 80%, and you need to copy. And then I want this one, no stroke. No stroke. And then fill should be lighter, so I can show some kind of shiny effect. Okay. So that's going to be my zipper teeth. And then before do that, I will do the group. Okay. And then click, right click, transform, reflect. I want mine actually should be horizontal, and then copy. Okay. Actually, I need to do this way. Okay. So that's going to be my zipper teeth. As you see, this is really small. And then I may move, oops, too much. About to be halfway overlapped. Okay. And then I will do group. And then what I'm going to draw is going to be the darts, not the dart, and I will click this so I can get some color reference here. And yeah, let's make the bottom part. And do you remember I showed you how to use a ruler and to make your guideline? So you can go to view and then select mine was kind of showing. So you can go to view and then show ruler. Okay. And after you have show rulers, you can bring your guideline. Okay. Because I want my ruler to show the size for the zipper teeth, and then V and select. They should be a little bit wider. Okay. Then I will have one side longer. So actually you can copy, and then I want my line have some color. And then points 1. And I didn't do that for this one, but sometimes you wanted to keep this one as a kind of the default to draw additionally. What you can do is you can open window, and so window and then swatches, and then once we have a swatch open, you can bring this color here, okay, the fill color here, and then your stroke color here, so you know what color you use for that drawing. Okay, otherwise it's harder to find. Okay, so we got these colors set, and then I will draw one part shorter and then the other part longer. And I intentionally put a little bit gap to show line, but since you have the stroke line, if you don't want, you can eliminate those gaps. Okay, so it's up to you. Anyway, I need to make it. Oops. Yes. Okay, and then I will do this one group, and then I will put actually this one. So I will put the slider drawing here. So we will create a slider here. So we will draw the rectangle, and so actually I'm going to show you one thing today. Actually not for this one, because this is going to be irregular shape. So we will add anchor point to make a curve here. and then A to make narrower. Okay. But what I'm going to do is when you draw the rectangle here, and if you know like every corner is going to be a curve, actually, do you see when you move your mouse around here, do you see this white small dot? White dot. Actually, if you click, then you will get this transform tool select showing. And if you make this adjustment in terms of clicking here, actually it will create a kind of the shape, rounded shape from the rectangle tool. Okay, I will do that. So I will use that one for this. Okay, and then I will have the bar here. So actually you can use the same thing in terms of the rectangle tool, but I want different angle for the each corner. So we will use direct selection tool and then click. And then where's the transform tool? Oops. And then you can make it right click. Okay. Click, right click. Oops. Double click and then corner and then make that. And then for this one, A. And then we want, for this one, I want actually white fill, no stroke. And then another one here is going to be white fill, no stroke. And then I may do this one as a group. And then, Control minus. And then I will bring this one here. And I move this one aside. And I don't need the, I may need, let's see. I don't need this one anymore. So I can delete. Oops. I can delete. I think somehow it got on grouped together with my guideline. So delete, then delete, and then let's regroup this one. And then this should be up, so I will make it orange. And then bring to front. And then actually this one goes up a little bit, this one goes up a little bit. And then my white part is a little bit too small. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Oops. B. Yes, I think I got my slider done. Okay, so once you have these three drawings, like start, and then zipper teeth, and then zipper end, we will create a brush tool, but the brush tool that we have created so far had only one type of the repeat. So, but this time we want different part has to be filled with a different shape. So we will use both swatches and brush option together to get the effect. So let's open the brushes, okay? So first you need to make a swatches with each part, okay? So I have these swatches created, zipper slider teeth and the end. And then you will come you will make sure, you will need to make sure nothing is selected before you create a swatches. Otherwise, you will create a brushes with that shape, whatever selected. So nothing is saved. And then new brush. And then we will do the pattern brush again. And then usually we have to, we fill everything kind of in the same shape. But this time with the click, actually I will need to explain this one more. So if we bring your mouse here, this one said outer corner tile, side, inner corner tile, start, and then end. So you don't need to really worry about inner, outer corner, but we will need to make sure the main line is filled with. So I click the side fill and then teeth. And then click this. This one was start. So we want our starts. Usually we click top first. So we want this one as a slider and then bottom as a end. Okay? Yes. So now you have the brushes like this, okay? And then let's test. Pen tool P, and then shift key to hold straight, and then try. I mean, mine is too short, so I just have one repeat. But if you make it longer, shift key, yeah, got it? Okay, so that's how you create a brush tool that has the different start and different ends. I will just put this one, move aside. And then we will create a back drawing, finish the back drawing. Okay, so let's P and then click from here and then shift key again, and then you need to make sure you pass the waistline, and then you need to come until your hip line, and then let's click. Okay, so we got our zipper back, and you know, it's up to you whether you want your waist band is on top of your zipper. If that is your case, then you can arrange and then bring to front. So you can have a zipper kind of hidden underneath your waistband. Okay, so we create our front and back drawing, and then we will do this one for the back one too. So this is going to be copied one that should be used for the front, and then we will make a back drawing with this. Okay, so this dress, again, we're gonna just do the side zipper. So actually I will move this one because I haven't added the zipper line here, so we will add the zipper or the side zipper. And this is back drawing, so I mean, for the hemline, everything, you don't need to change a lot of things, but mainly it's going to be a neckline always. Okay, so again, you may go higher or lower depends on the like design, and then you might need to adjust dart line, because usually you don't put the zipper, the princess seam from the bust for the for the back patterns. So A, and then I will bring this up, okay? And then again, if you decide to make your deeper back, you can do that. And then you may keep your front drawing too, but for my case, I think it's layered, so I think one line is hidden. Yeah. I want mine have the stroke and then up. Okay, so I just moved up, And then I will adjust my darts. So princess seam. I mean, of course you can do that, but I just changed my darts. Princess seam straight. And then for this one, you may need to ungroup. Ungroup. Depends on how many group you made. So this one doesn't. So delete. Oops. I may need to do ungroup one more time. Delete. And then like you did for the other dress, let's adjust a little bit. And then, yeah. So almost only thing left is the adding zipper. So again, I will do that for both lines. And when it comes to the side zipper, usually for the especially dress, you don't really put the metals like thick zippers. It's going to be a really like hidden, invisible zippers. So other than actually putting the slider, you don't really need to do that a lot. Okay, so let's create a slider for the side zipper. And then again, you might need to zoom again. Okay, so this is size of my dress. Okay, and then if I want to add my slider, your slider is going to be really small. So I will use ellipse tool to draw a circle. And then I want a slider, no fill. Okay. And then this. Okay. Actually, I should be smaller. And then I may zoom in again. And then I will draw a little bit oval shape. This is too big. And I will make it smaller. And then I will actually rotate a little bit, twist. So when it comes your mouse, bring your mouse around the corner, you can kind of rotate. Do you see? So I will rotate. Yeah, so this is going to be a slider for your side zipper. It's just simple compared to your, actually this should be sure. Yeah, compared to your regular zipper. And then I will do the group. And then if you don't want to make this one again, then you can make as symbols. And then you can make it to the symbol like that. Okay? But I'm not going to make now. And again, you should be strategized in terms of whether you wanted to save symbol here, and then once you wanted to take everything back, you may need to save to the symbol, and then you need to remember where you save, and then when you wanted to open, you can go to open symbol libraries, and then try to place where you save. Okay. Okay, so I will do that. Put here. Okay, so if you zoom out, it will be something like this. And then, for the side zipper, you will need to just put the line and then try to make stroke, and then try to make the stroke a little bit thicker. Okay, and then I will do that for here. P, and then I will do maybe like about here. I mean, I need to actually trace the body line, but I just showing you. Hey, let's do that. P, and then, oops, P, and then actually you need to follow your body line because the zipper is attached to your, and then with enter, with your stroke, where's the stroke window, stroke, and then make a little bit thicker. Okay, so oops, P, V. So, and then make it thicker. Okay, and then we can make it, oops, we can make a little bit close to this. So again, for the side zipper, nothing really needed to do a lot. But having maybe stroke line and then maybe adding the slider, and then you can do that. And then group, and then transform, reflect, copy, vertically copy, and then bring this one here. Yes. So now, sorry, you have front back, and then front back of your flat drawing that we will use for the line sheets. And before we move on to the Photoshop, we're gonna do two things more. So line sheet that we will have should have the title. So we're gonna create our title. Okay, so let's type result collection. Again, it doesn't need to be this title for your collection, and then you can use B to make it bigger. And to change the font, actually, let me show you what I use. I use Bauhaus 93, and it's up to you whether you want this tool, this font or not. Okay. So we will make two additional copies. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So I will use this one later, and then V. Okay. And then make sure the later one will be on top of the old ones. Okay, the copied one should be on top. And then the copied one, the later ones will, the color that has will show as a main. And then the bottom is going to be the kind of shadow color. So let's change the color. Oops. Let's change the color of the bottom, maybe to blue. And then top one, let's top one, maybe the purple or pinkish. Like that, okay? And, oops, with V2, you need to make sure both selected. And then we use blend tool to draw the sweater for the patterns, but let's see how blend tool will work in our, for the titles that we're gonna create. So let's click the blend tool, and then once you select the blend tool, you click top, bottom, top, bottom. Okay, so do you see one kind of copied created in between? So we want more. So we will change it, that one from the specific to the specific step, and we want maybe 70. So depends on how many steps you want. It will kind of make it a little bit smoother from one top layer to the bottom layer. Okay, yeah, like that. Okay, so you know, actually it's cool here, but it's not really readable. So that's why I create one more here, so I can put on top. Oops, this should be this should be arranged, and then let's bring to the front, and then depends on where you place yours. Okay. And also you may keep the black font, or you may just have the stroke, or you may change the stroke even lighter color, something like that. Okay, so that's the one of the way that you may create a cool title. And again, when you use blend tool, if you want like this kind of depth a little bit less or more, or going the other way around, that's where you place the second object. Okay, so that's going to be our one title here. And then another title will be seasonal information. So summer line. And then let's use selection tool to make font size. And then let's pick different fonts. I want a little bit more kind of the straight. Okay, so this one. Okay. Sorry. So my font is Broadway. Okay, so we will use actually path, offset path tool that we use to create a copy previously. So before you do the path, you will need to decide what color combination you wanted to use. You wanted to use similar color combinations, or so they are not going to go together. This will be placed on top, and then this will be placed on the bottom, so it doesn't need to be really same for my design. So I'm going to pick the green with some light yellow kind of together. Okay, I mean, because it has a stroke line already, it will show some kind of color combination already. But if you do the opposite path tool, you will create a thick the outline. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different that you have the thicker strokes. So I wanted to show you before. So if you use the thicker strokes, it will look like that. Okay, but that's not what we want. So are we going to make it 1 inch stroke? It won't really matter. And then you will need to actually use open path. You will need to do expand first, and then let's select just object, and then okay, and then after you do the expand, you will need to go to the path, and then open the path. Okay, and you will. That's because from the preview it's kind of unreadable almost, because the offset is too big. So I will make a little bit not deep, too much deep. Okay, and then okay. So if I click outside, so it will look somewhat like that. Okay, so this is offset tool. So as you see, there's a green color and the yellow color again, green color and yellow color again. So it's a little bit different. They use a stroke tool to make the outline kind of emphasize. Okay, so we are done in terms of the making drawings in Illustrator. So we will move on to the Photoshop. Okay, so this is a Photoshop file. Let's open new. 8.5 inches, 11 inches, and 300 resolution. And then I will do the RGB here, and then create. And we will use some of the tools. Where's my tool? I think I just closed it. So let's window and then tools. Not the preset. Where does I lost my tool. So go to window and then tools. Okay, so I have my tools here. I don't know how I close. Anyway, okay, so what I'm going to do is I will open some background images. So I will use, I know this is used so many times. And then V as a move tool to move. This is moved. And then Control T. And then, so we learn how to make it a little bit, not so much vivid, right? So once you like the size and then place, you can hit the enter after using the key, Control T tool. And then what I'm going to do is actually like last time, we will kind of review. We will add, let me move this one a little bit so you can see better. So add layer mask here, and then I will use gradient tool to make it a little bit top, actually opposite. So top lighter, bottom darker. So I use the added layer mask, and then I use gradient to make a little bit blurry. And then actually I will just draw a box here. So I'm just making some kind of layout. So I draw a box, and then you can use paint bucket to fill the box inside, but I will pick the color first. Okay, so you will pick this, and then do you see in Photoshop, actually you can pick the colors from the images. It's so slow today. Huh? Cancel. Yes, I need to pick this one, otherwise it will try to pick the colors from the mask, not the images. That's why I picked the gray color. So you need to make sure your layer selected, not the original image selected, not the layer mask selected. And then, okay, I like this color. And then use paint bucket, fill the inside. Okay. So because I have layer mask here, actually it has the gradients kind of effect too. But, you know, if you don't want that, you may add new layers, okay? Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we will place the title up here and the title down here. So this is the Illustrator file again. So I will do Control C. And as you before I do the Control C, make sure this is whole thing selected, not because it's the two things combined. So you may do the group, or make sure you select whole thing together. Control C. And then come to the Photoshop again. And then Control V. and then make sure small object selected, okay, and then once you place, hit the enter, and then we need to do one more thing. It's the rasterize, okay, so right click, and then rasterize layer, okay, so now it is here, and then I will copy the other one, so make sure you select whole thing, Ctrl C, and then come to the Photoshop, and then Ctrl B, small object, and then we will place on the bottom, and then come here, and then rasterize. Okay, so things left is going to be moving your illustrations and then your flat drawings. So if you copy together, you cannot really move the placement. Okay, so I will do one at a time. Ctrl C. Oops, what did I do? Ctrl C. And then coming to the Photoshop. Ctrl V, small object. And then hold your Shift key to keep the ratio. Okay, and then enter, rasterize. So you may repeat until you copy the whole thing, all of them, all flat drawings. Okay, so I copied all the flat drawing here and then adjust some size and then placed like this. So what I need to move is going to be illustrations. And so as you see, because I have the bodies as a toggled line, I couldn't select, so you need to make sure you unlocked and then maybe lock for the bottom layer and then select whole thing together so you can move your bodies too, and then come to the Photoshop and then do the paste together. So paste, small object again, and then adjust the size like this, and then hit the enter. And then this time for illustration, I wanted to do some shadowing effect. So you know, I will need to rasterize first. And you know, you tried to add layers effect like previously with the layer blending option. So I will show you how you can use overlay tool to make. So it's kind of similar in terms of the shadow, but you can make a little bit. So let me show you. So you can use a shadow effect to get some kind of dimensional effect here. Of course, you can make it spread like this, okay, to make it a little bit more kind of the emphasize. Or what you can do is layer blending option. Oh, sorry. And then if you go to the gradient overlay, you need to make a copy first. Sorry. So you will need to duplicate layers. Okay. So you have one copy of this. So actually you need to do for the bottom layer, double click, Double click your layer, and then you can use gradient overlay, and then hit OK. And then you can, so do you see? You can use your drawing like that. So it's a little bit different than shadowing. Okay. Or the other way too. So it's up to you. So it's a little bit different than and then you can maybe kind of merge this one together if you wanted to move together, or you can select together to move locate. Okay. And then actually I want this one a little bit closer to the line. Okay. So that is all for today. This is my line sheet. And most of the time in the line sheet, you should include the description. So that's going to be what you're gonna learn in technical design in spring semester. So you will need to put here in terms of the line number, and then in terms of the material like fabric type and details, those kind of thing, and then maybe size variations in the line sheet. But because this course is Adobe, we will not talk about that aspect in terms of the color variations. But again, so today we learn how to create your own titles with some like blending options or offset path tool options, and then we create a back flats with copied and the revise of the front drawing. And then I showed how to create your zipper with a brush tool, like including the slider and zipper end. And then I showed the layer effect in terms of the creating overlay to have some kind of dimensional effect. Okay, so that's all for today. And again, from next class, Wednesday, we will do your own collection. So we will start with your own logo and then mood board and etc. Okay, so think about your brand name and then brand identity, those kind of thing, and then we will meet again.